Oh, he's wearing a turtleneck even. Jesus.
That's his D&D turtleneck.
It's empty calories.
Yeah, I want olives. That was amusing. Sorry.
Still traumatized.
Are we ready to pull the trigger then, fellows? Return to the party as they find themselves in duress, having contrived to simultaneously expose themselves to the odd locals of Saltzheim, as well as come under fire from several mortar positions on the castle battlements, each member incurring severe injury. Isfahan and Razmith had the presence of mind to make a tactical retreat. Glib, on the other hand, heedless of his companion's wisdom, pressed onward, coming under fire, until he was forced to the ground in hiding. Despite the ire of the strangely festive nearby locals, Raz and his cleric companion seem safe for now. However, unnoticed by our stalwart rooks, the tide has been on the make. Salty, knee-deep water is now crashing into the shore where Razmith and Isfahan have taken cover, and farther out, Glib, lying prone in hiding, will soon have a difficult time taking a breath as the water climbs higher and higher.
Lo, Razmith, Skyfire, I saw you. How do you need the lay-on touch of a blessing to heal?
Yes. Many touches.
Perhaps the touch of grace from Isfahan's deity does not stroke Razumith quite as delicately as it might. But nonetheless,
touch of grace.
But nonetheless, Razumith, given your questionable karma, you are thankful to receive any blessing.
Is the causeway still under fire?
It wasn't.
Razumith, that Skyfire. We can make our way towards the forest. We can avoid this hellish situation.
Very wise words.
I'm amenable to the most logical member of our band.
You're hugging the shore presently, and I presume you're clinging onto it as you wade easterly towards the forest. The land curves around. After an hour of struggling through the water, you reach a point where, if you so desire, you're able to climb again back onto the land. Looking up beyond the tree line of this thick, ancient forest, you can see the smoke far in the distance billowing away.
From where our friend was presumably cooked.
That is correct.
So we can gain the land. Take our respite.
It's not even a clearing on the shore. It's more like less dense, thorny brush than the thick trees that dominate.
Well, boys,
perhaps the ghoulies will be more accommodating to us.
If a tide comes in, it is conceivable that eventually it must go back out. So I'll just throw that out there.
The locals want to kill us. The other locals want to kill us. There was one potentially friendly local who wanted to kill us and then was killed.
Well, if the moonlight is not too strong, we can approach the keep with the benefit of the darkness.
what say we investigate the forest, come back here, rest, wait for darkness, then approach the keep?
I am with Glib. I think it is a sound plan.
Agreed?
Agreed.
Ooh, that
All
was
right.
nice and synchronized.
Glib is going to take 5 or 10 minutes just to reconnoiter the area right around the camp.
You press into the woods, and before long at all, break through into an opening and find yourself on a road. The woods around you are dark and foreboding. The road itself is a rough, muddy path that has been washed out from constant rain. And though it is well rutted with tracks, it's impossible to know how recent they are. The trees all loom and curl over the road itself. Glib, make a wisdom roll. Yes, you feel a shiver down your spine, but you're not able to determine whether it is from the deep cold of the dark woods, the sun having been cut off from view, or if it is something else. What is your next course of action, Glib?
Glib is going to cautiously just return.
2 enormous arachnids burst from above you, the dark trees concealing their horrific presence. They fall upon you, Glib. You're able to spin away from the pincers as they clash right where you were. What is your course of action, Glib? It is your turn, and you may consider yourself in combat.
help, and draw his dagger to attack the closest arachnid.
Your dagger sinks into the arachnid and roll for damage, please. Green ooze bubbles around the dagger wound as you withdraw it and go back on guard. It is extremely wounded, though perhaps not yet out of the fight. Isfahan, you hear a desperate, woman-like call from the woods.
Isfahan's going to sprint towards the direction of the cries.
Likewise.
I'm gonna whip it out. I'm gonna pull out my hand crossbow and fire a bolt.
The enormous beast falls from the branch upon which it was clutching and impacts in a still heap a few feet away from Isfahan. But that's not all, gentlemen. 3 more beasties drift down on silken threads from the trees. Razumith, it is your turn.
I'd like to shoot my flame bolt at this guy.
You summon the fiery bolt to your hand and cast it towards the beast. Please to roll for damage. The arachnid is ignited in a burst of ethereal magical flame. A horrifying smell fills the immediate area. Isfahan, it is your turn.
Yep, it brings down the Kanabo onto this thing.
It blasts a trench in the beast's head, this greenish-black ichor spewing out on either side of your new weapon. It is dead. Make a wisdom roll for me. Your senses awaken, and you are able to detect another arachnid above you. Glib, it is now your turn.
So this one's pretty close. So I'll fire my crossbow point blank at it.
The crossbow bolt travels a mere 4 or so inches directly into the eyeball of the beast. Unfortunately, it has dozens more eyes, each one more disgusting than the last, and it skitters on nonetheless.
Blight upon you!
Isfahan, again, motivated by its previous failure, this beast attacks you, and its pincers, this time, cleave into your armor, sinking deep. You incur 6 points of damage.
Rally, companions! And take another swipe at that mother-sucking spider.
Perhaps the swing was impeded by your wounded shoulder. Does impact, but not with the heft that you might have desired. Razumith, it's to you.
I am going to aim my wrist crossbow at this spider.
Your crossbow bolt flies true, and the beast is felled as the bolt penetrates entirely along its length into its soft, mouthy orifice and out its horrible, silk-shooting anus. It falls, deceased. However, Glib is still in mortal combat. Glib, the embattled creature whom you face with the 2 protruding crossbow bolts, sensing the turn of the tide, takes a weak strike at you and then turns to flee. You are given the opportunity to make an attack on the fleeing beast, Glib, if you so desire.
Well, I'll just give it a thrust in its backside then.
A little poke in its silk hole.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, poke the silk anus. You poke well. Roll for poking. The poke is true, and the hole is annihilated. Glib so desires. The beast is fallen, and our heroic rooks catch each other's eyes, breathing deep, sensing the end of the battle.
I appreciate your help, but as you can see, I had this well in hand. Very well in hand.
Glib. As glib as always.
That creature of the night.
Razumith and Isfahan are going to make their way back to the shore while Glib holds position and keeps an eyeball on this roadway here.
And just be sure to call out softly if you need assistance.
You shriek again, Glib.
So we will be moving into a period of rest. Night falls, or rather, the grayness darkens to a kind of colorless dusk. Isfahan and Razumith do notice that as what should be sunset descends, a full moon, contrary to any sense at all, a complete full moon perfectly formed above the keep silhouetted in front of it.
We'll be fine. It's fine. It's fine. It'll
Totally
be
fine. It's totally
It's
fine.
Yeah, Isfahan's letting his mind wander, and actually he wants to ponder this unseasonal full moon.
Oh, dude, yeah, let's do a d20 with your professional bonus and wisdom modifier. You can recall not only from your own tribe of people's tales, but from the esoteric texts which you may have encountered in your journeys, that celestial events such as these are augurs of great cosmic events. And as you ponder this, perhaps just on the edge of sleep, in that restful, semi-wakeful, hypnagogic state almost, you're full of an exotheogenic dread as you realize the grandiosity of the events that must be at play. Razumith, how are you passing the time?
Just rest.
Glib, you hear a stirring in the trees nearby, and your senses alert you to a horrible spider.
Fucking more spiders.
Roll for initiative.
This whole forest is spiders.
Very good. Glib, you have the first action.
Yeah, Glib's going to fire a bolt at that spider.
Do it, Glib. You ready and aim your trusty wrist crossbow and pull the mechanism. Sprang! The steel cable snaps the bolt in its receiver, and you incur 4 points of damage as it flings back and embeds itself in your chest.
Fuck.
Ah, what a bad day out.
That was a really shitty roll. Getting closer and closer. You don't see the beast until it is finally directly above you, having skittered its entire possible movement range.
Guys!
Isfahan, a familiar high-pitched womanly wailing from the woods. Very familiar. All right, Isfahan, you burst onto the scene and take in much the same situation as earlier in the day. Glib, it's to you. You are wounded. Your companions are in the fray. How do you carry forward?
Let's, is it in range of my dagger? Can I strike it?
Flanking your comrade, please to make an attack.
I like to be consistent, guys. No. We don't let anything go. Gotta be honest.
All right, I want you guys to picture this. I am moving my body, but with no webcam, I'm unable to convey it to you. Glib, stowing your destroyed crossbow, knowing that you may find the components to repair it later. You quickly and skillfully draw your hand-fighting blade, passing it hand to hand. Hey, Tarzan, you want some of this, Tarzan? You go to make your strike, but it is embedded in the trunk of the thick tree, and you are unable to withdraw it. You have no choice but to let the blade go, and you find yourself unarmed. Razumith, this spidery beast has just assaulted you. It is your turn.
I'm going to fire a bolt at this spider right beside me.
A fine shot, Raz. Dead center of mass. You must have struck some internal organ in the beast, for it rears back in pain and then falls. Still, your foe is defeated.
I'll join my companions.
Isfahan, it's back to you. Bash that beast, Isfahan. Yes. The beast is utterly flattened. Well, guys, your danger sense diminishes, and you find yourselves alone once more among a veritable tide of dead spider beasts.
Isfahan wants to grab Glib's clothing and is just going to start urging the party to move back towards the coast out of this forest.
Yeah. The town is fucked. The keep is fucked. The forest is fucked. We're fucked.
I wish to burn this forest down.
Evening has fallen.
Let's wait till the tide goes out, get some rest, and wait for our opportunity.
Okay, everybody will make a survival roll representing their hunkering down. The evening settles in with a ice-cold drizzle. The moon sends a baleful glare. The rain clouds, which now drop their load upon you, seem to be rippling out away from the open patch of sky around the keep, and your teeth chatter as you hunker in your unsuitable resting location. The tide has gone out completely, but it is now back on the make. So you have an opportunity to cross that water if you wish to make the attempt before the tide rushes back in.
Shall we make our moves, gentlemen?
Yes, let's.
And you make your way in the darkness. Fellows, we will wrap it up there for the evening. The stealthy approach to the Saltzheim keep. The future uncertain. Well, thank you guys. That was a fucking kick-ass sesh, I think, in my modest opinion.
That was
Too many spiders.
My favorite part was Glib's crossbow exploding in his hands and almost killing him.
Yeah.
Like,
In there.
you guys make it what it is, so thanks for showing up, and let us all just come forward together, proud and free.
Goodbye.
Alright, well, love you guys, and I'll look forward to talking to y'all again soon. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you, David.